this event in Project Bank. Welcome back. We're still living. Uh, welcome to the Better Intern. We're collecting with story ecosystem to share what are the builders doing. And here we are with author, and he's building Hemera. So before we start talking into what Hemera is doing, let's get into what who author is and why you're building Hemera.
Nice meeting you guys. Thank you very much for the invite. So my name is Arthur. I'm the co-founder of Hemera. Previously, I did my PhD at Stanford after graduation. Got interested in AI, machine learning. Built a lot of software, empowered by machine learning in Web 2. And eventually, me and our, team has joined Web 3, building AI and big data infrastructure for the past 3 years or so in the ecosystem. So right now, Hemera is really like a data infrastructure platform supporting a lot of blockchains and app developers with their anything related to on-chain data needs. At the same time, we also have a consumer-facing brand called SocialScan, on top of which there's AI agents allowing users to better navigate the blockchain ecosystem. Yeah.
Awesome. So is Hemera multi-chain?
Yes. Yeah.
Where are you guys like right now?
Yeah. Hemera is definitely a multi-chain ecosystem. We support, projects like Story, Monad, Zeta Chains, Tyco, Solana, and many others. Basically, you think of each blockchain as a distributed ledger, and whatever happens on the ledger is a piece of data or a pile of transaction data. And anywhere when developer wants to develop a smart contract or any user wants to understand on-chain information, that requires a whole bunch of data pipelining, big data. Sometimes you also need to run machine learning algorithm so that you can actually generate insights. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
Very interesting. Like this is a multi-chain project, and I would love to, for you to share some experience with working with Story team compared to working with the other team. What is that one or few things that stand out for you with your experience working with Story team?
Yeah, I think this is a great question. I think, obviously, crypto has a lot of really good teams and also really bad teams. Talking about Story, I think one thing that attracts me most is really the consumer-facing mission that they have. For example, monetizing and bringing IP as very abstract level asset or concept to millions or billions of users, and that's pretty huge. Just give one example, right? The IP can be on one side can be social media influencers or celebrity tokens. On the other side, it can be the fuel for AI, like data, right?
Right.
So I think what attracts me most with the Story is really, the team is very professional and also mission driven to really give, non-financial application use cases to the crypto world. I think that's essential. Otherwise, I feel like the industry has been repeating itself only with like fintech-ish type of application. I don't think that's
still financial part.
Yeah, we're very financial driven, and then that's not what got me excited or got me into building crypto. Yeah.
Well, I love the vision. I love the experience that you have. Could you share one memorable story that you have with Story teams?
Memorable story. Yeah. So, a couple things. I think, Story started off not being a layer one, but the team was very quickly finding its path earlier last year, where it actually, iterated its ideas over a couple months, like in Q2 last year. Started with layer two, eventually building layer one, and they picked a route where they combine the EVM kind of binary code with Cosmos consensus mechanism, and that was pretty new. Back then, I thought other projects may have already built it, including some famous project. But after speaking to Story's tech team, I realized that's actually really new engineering efforts, and they were actually able to pull it through in as short as 8 weeks. Many of the engineers didn't sleep over that period of time. So I think that chopping or that kind of grinding capability is what really impressed me.
They're very hardworking people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Wow, I love that story. So, why are you building on Story?
A couple of things, right? Like story on one side, we provide data infrastructure to many blockchain ecosystems, including many EVM ecosystems, like I mentioned, right?
Yeah.
And also Solana recently.
Yes.
I think that's our one of our main business models, providing data support and also machine learning support, like anti-CPU solution and other analytics solution to this ecosystem. So that's why we work with Story. As Story itself has a lot of needs to have better insights, into the ecosystem, stuff like that. On the other side, I think is a mutually symbiotic relation where Story actually has a lot of focus on AI, where the IP or data is actually powering the next generation of AI. I think as a company, we always have been at the intersection of crypto AI.
Yeah,
so that
you were in the machine learning.
yeah, exactly. So that means our AI agent or end user facing product, if deployed on Story, can actually bring back a lot of the value that we built to Story ecosystem. So that becomes a flywheel in a way. Yeah.
That's very interesting. So, what do you think about the AI and IP, like the future of AI IP intersection? What look like?
Yeah, I think right now is a little bit early to be honest. But I don't think if talk about AI IP, it's definitely data sovereignty. That's the thing, right? But data sovereignty or data ownership is actually pretty vague. So that's a very hard problem. Yeah, I truly believe it's a $1 trillion market because everybody knows data is very important, but not and everybody also knows they don't know what data is. So majority of the people is like that, right? So hopefully builders along with story team can actually figure out a viable route to better monetize the data as an asset. So
Yeah.
and that topic is really huge. It's gonna it's a core a cornerstone for next generation AI, agentic AI, and also robotics. If it's like right, yeah. So
That's very interesting. And I feel like a lot of problems that we think it will be very easy to be solved like in the real world, but then when this whole like economy of crypto and blockchain happen, like that IP verification actually need to happen in the AI world, in the robotics world, like a lot of like self-driving car issues too. I feel like all those shouldn't really adopt like the old way because you're interacting with AI, you're right interaction with agent. It's like extremely hard to get like a bank account for your AI agent, right? And they'll be like, what does that mean? Or like in the future, the self-driving cars, all those are like need a much more efficient system, financial system to adopt. I think we're at an intersection that is this where they're gonna go, right? Is this like a crypto AI agent is gonna choose? So yeah, it's been a wonderful conversation with you, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. And for people who are new to the ecosystem, how can we onboard to your application?
yeah, I would say definitely follow us on Twitter. Hemera Protocol.
The Twitter?
Yeah, Hemera Protocol, or follow me as well. Arthur Meng. You can search for me on crypto on Twitter. But better way is really to stay tuned for our upcoming release of AI agents. Recently we've been cooking real AI agents that actually help users to better scout for and trade tokens on chain directly. And this is really powered by our data infrastructure where we can actually utilize data science and machine learning to better figure out on-chain signals for end user as a trader. So yeah, that product is gonna be released in March, and I think definitely is gonna cover stories assets as well. So we'd love to have direct user feedback or interaction with the community. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate your time. Thank you. So we're like